Welcome to another episode of Hip Hop Hoops Podcast. I am your host, Anthony Igadero.
And I'm your co-host, Chris Blackwood. What up, what up, what up, what up? Let's go.
Listen, man, there is a lot going on.
Ooh, in the basketball community, in the hip hop community.
I feel like this hasn't been basketball. It's just been a bunch of drama so far. Like
behind the scenes. Like,
yeah, the drama has been overshadowing the actual basketball that's happening. Because there's been some great basketball.
There's been a lot of good basketball being played the last month. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or just about. And I am super excited about that. But at the same time, you know, I got my popcorn and my tea. You know what I mean? I'm loving this behind the scenes stuff. Like, you know, we wanted ownership. We wanted a lot of players they're their own brand. You know what I mean? And this comes with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Behind the scenes, that is. You know what I mean? Right. So players coming up, you youngins, take note, man, on what to do, what not to do, how to act, how not to act, especially if you're not playing in a league that you created yourself.
There needs to be classes about this, and guys who have, you know, your team around you, they need to be showing you and teaching you things like this.
Yeah, man.
You know,
I mean,
because
the day of the yes men is done.
Yeah.
No more yes men in your crew, bro. You know what I mean?
They got to be out here telling you,
holding
like,
you accountable.
Nah,
man.
don't do this. Do this.
The reason why you're not supposed to do this because this will happen. Like,
exactly.
You need more of those stand-up guys in your circle.
Mm-hmm.
Stand-up guys or stand-up girls. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You need them in your circle because just to avoid situations like this, unless you're playing in your own league that's generating millions and billions, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean?
So, Farrakhan.
The honorable. Yup.
Farrakhan.
When he talks.
He spoke and he was, I felt every word.
You know, when single word.
When he said, leave brother Kyrie alone. Like, it went through my body like, whoa. Like, I felt that. I was like, this guy's not playing.
He ain't playing.
And when he said, if you guys want Kyrie to go and sit down and talk to you guys, like, we're coming.
Right.
We'll be with him. He's not going to be by himself. How did we get to this place where the honorable Farrakhan is involved now? Like, I mean, this is some serious stuff.
It is serious.
Because when he speaks, people listen.
A whole lot of people listen. You know,
and now he is spoken for Kyrie and Ye. Let's you know, correct that because Ye got a little bit upset.
Right.
You know, Ye, not Kanye, Ye.
Mm-hmm.
And they're involved now. Like Farrakhan is involved and he spoke. And I'm looking at this like, I hope it doesn't go somewhere where I think it's gonna go. Like,
I hope not. I hope
let's just Nets, like, stand down. I think your demands were a little excessive.
Yo, listen, that Brooklyn owner, he ain't standing down. And I don't even think this is not even I don't think it's a shot at, you know, at black people or anything along those lines. I think this is more personal, like, bro, you work for me. You know what I mean? I dealt with the vaccination stunt. I let you take days off,
sabbaticals
mid-season,
and all kind of stuff. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
With no proper explanation, you gave me an explanation, and you went partying the next day.
Right,
like you made me look very, very inferior.
So
as an owner, so now this is owner versus Kyrie. That's what I think.
I didn't look at it like that.
I'm looking at it like
sense.
that. I'm looking at it like that. I'm looking at it like that.
Because it's like, you know, it's like some humbling. Like, I'm gonna humble you.
Yo, I'm
gonna humble you.
You made me look bad.
Who's the boss for real?
Exactly. It's one of those. It's not a race thing. This is
owner versus Kyrie.
I'm paying you X amount of dollars to provide a service to help us win. You know what I mean? And I know you're one of the top talents in the NBA when engaged,
right?
When in uniform and when available. And you have not given me a full season yet since you've been here.
Because now what? He missed 4 games so far. I think tonight would be the 5th game, for the suspension, versus the Lakers tonight.
You know what I mean?
And,
so, because I've heard great things about the owner, mind you. I think he's Canadian as well. I've heard a lot of I heard a lot of great things about him. You know what I mean?
He's not a very good owner though, because he's hiring Sean Marks, hiring Steve Nash.
You know what? Giving Steve Nash that opportunity, if everybody would have played And if everybody would have been there from the jump, a full roster, active, Steve Nash could have been a Steve Kerr. Because you hear Steve Kerr, you hear Steve Kerr praise Steve Nash,
but
like he's a basketball mind.
I don't blame
Kevin Durant.
Steve
Sorry
Nash.
to cut you off, but Kevin Durant wouldn't have co-signed if he didn't think Steve Nash was a basketball mind that could lead these guys to a chip if everybody was healthy.
I don't blame Steve Nash as much as I blame Sean Marks and Rob Pelinka. Like, I don't blame the coach for the Lakers last year and Darvin Ham this year as much as I blame Rob Pelinka, because you guys are the ones who are putting the team together.
Right.
So if you knew, they're not addressing the needs of these teams. Like Lakers, you need shooting, you need more shooters, and they did get younger, but I just think they have to blow that whole team up. It's just over for it. But the Nets, you haven't addressed the needs to get big bodies.
Right.
If you still
they're just pretty frail in the front court. Not even the front court, at the center position.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. They need, if you got guys who are out there, serviceable players. You got Dwight Howard.
Serviceable guys.
You got a Derek Favors.
Right.
You got Boogie Cousins.
Right.
You got there's some big guys
I think
out there.
the dollars just have to match. Maybe some of those bigs are not. They don't want the veteran minimum. Who knows?
They cannot be sitting at
I
home.
Hope no.
Thinking,
I hope that's not the case.
I don't want to take this.
I hope that's
minimum.
not the case.
Like, that just doesn't sound right.
I hope that's not the case. But if you want to get back into this NBA, guys, there is a need for centers right now.
Hassan Whiteside, like there's bodies. Just they don't need you to guys to score 30, but they need a body.
Right.
They need a body.
And I think they'll be a little bit more productive than Ben Simmons. Sorry, my bad.
God.
My bad. Ben, I love you, man. But boy, you're hurting me right now, man. You're hurting me. Shout out to anybody that has him on your fantasy team.
Ben Simmons.
For you guys right
hold
now.
on. Let me talk to Ben, man. Ben Simmons was a bad basketball player with a lot of confidence. Ben Simmons is now a bad basketball player with zero confidence.
Zero.
He looks like he was in the movie Space Jam when the monsters took his powers and he just doesn't know how to play basketball anymore.
And he ain't get that ball back.
It's a sad thing.
And all the power's in the ball.
Yes.
And he doesn't want nothing to do with it.
I watched a little bit of the game a few days ago, and Seth Curry, or was it yesterday? Seth Curry, they went on a pick and roll, and Steph Curry passed the ball back to Ben Simmons.
Get him going.
Ben Simmons didn't even look. Ben Simmons was just going to the back. He didn't even look at the basketball. Steph Curry threw the basketball to himself, so he had to run and get the ball, and it was a turnover. It's bad. But back to Farrakhan.
Yes.
We've seen a lot of guys like Jalen Rose,
Shannon
Sharp,
Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith. It kind of feels like they're backtracking.
It's a little bit. Just a little bit.
On what they said, because I felt like they're very critical on Kyrie from the jump, which I don't think that they should have been as critical. Because let's just be fair and honest here. What people are saying, he needs to be punished for what he said. Kyrie didn't say anything. He posted something.
Right.
And we're not saying that it was correct on what he posted, but he didn't actually say anything. He didn't explain. And I think that's where the confusion and that's where the problem, is at. But what are your thoughts? Like, Farrakhan is involved right now. Like, this is the big deal.
Yo, talk about a gentleman that can shake the room. You know what I mean? And he's been defending, black men, just black people in general, like, you know what I mean? Right or wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just feel it. I feel it for all those men that were all those black men that were kind of getting at Kyrie. You know what I mean? Calling him an idiot or
especially Shaquille O'Neal. Like, Shaquille O'Neal, you can't call Kyrie Irving an idiot for posting that. Just the picture of the movie, but you had it screened at one of your movie theaters.
I think he has way
too
many businesses. He didn't even know. Maybe
I
can't defend it, but I'm just saying maybe he didn't even know. Maybe
you
got so many theaters out here.
You called the man an idiot, but the movie actually played in your theater, and I haven't seen Shaq speak or say anything yet.
Nothing since.
So I don't know if he's mustering up an apology or something,
or maybe he gave a phone call, man.
Because you came on live TV on a Thursday, TNT, and you called the man an idiot, right? But you just had the movie played in your movie theater,
right? Charles Barkley didn't even call Shaq an idiot for that. But anyway, I'm glad the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, spoke and shed some light, behind the scenes on all this that's going on behind the scenes that people don't know about. I just hope we could all just come together as one race, wishful thinking.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just come together as one race and move forward. And I think basketball is probably one of the only sports that makes that happen. You know what I mean? It's that universal sport that gets everybody on the same page for at least 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Right.
Throughout a game, and I just hope real talk, basketball's therapeutic for a lot of folks. Hopefully we can use basketball and move forward. Adam Silver's, you know what I mean, had a sit down with Kyrie.
They said it went well.
And it went well. And he said, Kyrie has not an anti-Semitic bone in his body, brother.
Yeah. He said, I've known him for 10 years, and I don't believe that he's anti-Semitic.
Come on, man. So what are we really arguing about right now?
So do you think that the 6 things that Kyrie had to do will get done? Because now we've seen, Jaylen Brown. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, man.
A real one right there.
For sure. He's stepping in, and I can't remember his comments. Do you remember his comments, what he said towards the Nets?
Yeah.
What was his comments?
One sec.
Just want to make sure we have the right comments, because I know he spoke out, and he actually said something about Nike. We'll cover that after.
All right. Well, he tweeted after he heard that the owner of the Brooklyn Nets after Joe Tsai said he was not Kyrie still has more stuff. He has work to do to really show that he's sorry. I'm paraphrasing, but
because he basically said he only said sorry because after he was suspended.
Right.
Right. So that's the only reason why.
Right. So I guess the timing was off. You know what I mean? But
and then he said he still has work to do. But go ahead.
Jaylen Brown reacts on Twitter by saying, nah, this ain't it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Said that. And then after he followed up with a tweet, this response is alarming for multiple reasons.
Right.
So when I seen that, I was like, you're right. It kind of is. So that's why I'm thinking this ain't a race thing between Joe Tsai and Kyrie. This is a personal. No,
what was the thing
you're gonna
that
learn
Kyrie
your lesson.
said though when Nick Friedel questioned him and he said, "I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know who I am." Or no, he didn't say that. That wasn't it. He just basically said Nick Friedel was coming at him and he was like, "I'm not promoting it," and da da da. And he said, what did he say? What was the word that Kyrie used? I'm trying to remember.
When you was trying, I don't know, when saying you were trying to spin it.
I'm trying to get that exact word that he used. He basically saying you're not making me feel like a human.
Oh yeah, trying to dehumanize me.
Yeah. Yes.
Trying to dehumanize me.
Yes. So I'm looking at it like a lot of people are saying Joe Tsai, and the owner is doing that to Kyrie with now we're getting ridiculous now. And like you said, this might be personal with Joe Tsai and Kyrie.
It's gotta be.
And he's saying, I'm the owner. I cut the check.
Right.
You gonna listen to me.
And I gave you enough leash, you know what I mean, throughout the years to sit out games, to miss games, take personal time off, all that. You know what I mean? And
you didn't give me no championship.
Nothing.
You gave
Not
me
even
one
a
playoff series.
That's it.
And this is their 4th year
now.
One playoff series in 4 years.
And Kyrie got the ultimate stimulus package. He got that KD support. You know what I mean? And no one can tell him nothing in that organization because KD got his back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what he's battling. And I think Joe Tsai's just had enough and get your popcorn ready because they're going at it.
All of this is worth Kyrie to lose everything because it feels like he's just unraveling in front of our eyes. Now, people are saying this is probably Kyrie's last game. He hasn't played he played his last game.
Maybe for the Brooklyn Nets. I don't think he's done. He's too much of a talent.
He's 30 years old. He has so much left in the tank.
Too much of an NBA talent. Stephen A. Smith said, if you're gonna pay him $50 million a year, just okay with annually, one time, pay him yearly.
He's okay.
You know, he's okay with that, and he's worth every dollar. That says a lot. You know,
because now we're seeing Nike. I seen some Kyrie's going for $50. I was about to say, man, you got size 14.
Yeah, I gotta get a pair, bro.
Yeah,
I need
they're
like
selling
7 of them.
Kyrie's for like dirt
Real
cheap
talk,
now.
real
Like
talk.
Phil Knight spoke. You know, if you guys don't know who Phil Knight is, he's the guy who owns Nike. Phil Knight. And he said like Kyrie crossed the line.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jaylen Brown came with another tweet.
Right.
What did he say about Nike?
Oh man, what did he say about Nike?
Does Nike actually cares about ethics?
Right. You're right.
Like he said,
Bottom
Nike actually cares about ethics, really?
Mm.
And you know Jaylen Brown's an Adidas guy, so you don't care, right? He don't care. He's an Adidas guy.
Real talk,
right? So Jaylen Brown is just witty. Like he's coming with it. I respect it.
He is. Yo,
like
man.
I respect it. Like he's like on the front line with Kyrie, like sitting there, like I'm with you.
I'm with you, brother. Real talk.
I'm not gonna let these guys do this and play with you guys, like play with you anymore. Like this is it. Like,
and remember, I told you, man. Like all those trade requests, not requests, but like for Boston, every time they were looking like we're trying to get KD or whatnot, they're gonna throw Jaylen Brown in. Jaylen Brown had a great finals performance. They're not really talking.
He played better than Jason Tatum.
He did.
For sure.
He did. You know what I mean? But they kept throwing him in trade rumors. You know what I mean? In the offseason. In my mind, I'm like, you guys stay there. When his contract is up,
he might be ready to go.
He's gonna cut. You know what I mean?
They say Boston's like a racist town.
You know, he's gonna cut, man, and you're getting a chance to really hear Jaylen Brown's
because he's
thoughts
speaking
now,
up
man.
with like no regard, like he doesn't care.
And I think he's part of the. I think he's the vice president, if I'm not believe,
something
of the
like that.
National the players union there.
Yep.
So,
you're right.
So yeah, man, he's a very articulate brother, man. Continue to support, you know what I mean, and defend Kyrie, you know. But Kyrie, you did you kind of dissed Joe Tsai a couple times, you know what I mean.
I give him that.
So
I give
so
him
now
that.
Joe Tsai ain't playing, man.
What do you feel with I was watching Shannon Sharp the other day and Skip and Skip told him like you about to be like with LeBron and those guys, like you better be careful. Like what you're saying, you know, is bad because that's the first time I seen the conversation between those two, and it looked like they were separated. Like I'm gonna stay over here. My wife's Jewish, because Skip was like, Kyrie deserves 10 plus games, and we revisited after the 10 games, but he deserves double digits. And Skip, Shannon said, well, like the guy apologized. What do you want from him? He goes, it doesn't matter if he goes on his knees and begs, like it's not going to be good enough. And that's what it feels like.
That's what a lot of folks feel.
And
like.
It feels like he was saying like the blacks feel like when we do something and we say sorry, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna get canceled. Like they're so quick to cancel us. But on the other end, it doesn't always work like that.
No, they can apologize.
And they can apologize and we keep it moving. Right. So that's what he was trying to say. And it was friction. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with that, man. But a lot of guys, LeBron stepped up. He's now saying like, let him play.
No, I mean, real talk. I could imagine after Jalen Rose's first comment, after Shaq's first comment, Shannon Sharp's, LeBron's, like even me last week when I said, we're players playing in this league. They're paying us. We got to follow suit. You know what I mean? Oh, a lot of guys got on my DMs and like, nah, Black, you can't be a sellout like that. Blase. And I'm not selling out. But guys, we're playing in their league.
That's the bottom line.
You got to follow the rules.
When
they pay you.
That's just the bottom line.
Come on, man. Like you can't go on their platform and decide to move the way you want to move and expect not to get a slap on the wrist for it.
You might be making, millions of dollars, but you still work for somebody.
Exactly. That's all I was trying to say.
That's the bottom line.
You know what I mean? Support Ice Cube in his big three.
Exactly.
Everybody go over there then. Yeah. You know what I mean?
When Kyrie said, let's make our own league,
he said that.
Listen to him.
He did. You know what I mean? But everybody got to put their money in and everybody
has to stop. Stephen A. Smith surprised me when he said, when they were talking about LeBron James' comments, and now they're saying like he's running back, and he shouldn't have said. I personally don't think that he should have commented. Period. He should have said, "I'm focused on the Lakers right now, and I don't want to comment on Kyrie."
Better focus on the Lakers. You got to like last place.
You feel me? What I'm saying? Yeah. So, but then when he said like Kyrie should play, when Stephen A. Smith said, when they talked to Kendrick Perkins said like, I agree with him. I agree with what LeBron James is saying. And Stephen A. Smith said, we all have to do our part.
Right.
Me, you, everybody.
Right.
To make sure that this gets done. Because he was saying, like, LeBron has to use his power. Don't just speak about it. Don't talk about it. Get it done.
Right.
You're the most powerful basketball player that we have today.
Right.
Get it done, and let make sure Kyrie plays again.
Right.
And Stephen A. Smith said, no, it's not only on LeBron, it's on all of us.
It's on everybody.
And I agree with him on that.
Straight up, man. We got to start moving in unit, like as a unit, as a collective. You know what I mean?
So what is the outcome here? What do you think the outcome?
The outcome, I think maybe he's gonna get like 7 games. He's not gonna get 10. He's not gonna go double figures.
Will he
Kyrie suspension?
Will he complete the 6 things?
There's gonna probably be a couple things he complete, and there's gonna be a couple things it's gonna fade to black slowly. Yeah. Shout out Jay-Z. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
right. That's what I think personally.
Well, hopefully, this gets worked out and we can just focus on basketball again.
Yeah, man. Because this season, the parity, it's a beautiful thing, man. Our predictions are looking it's looking legit right now. You know what I mean? In regards to Boston. Oh my goodness. Jason Tatum.
That's what we want to talk about.
Oh my gosh.
So is he the front runner for MVP right now?
I think so.
Jason Tatum?
I think so. Like Luka's up there.
He just dropped 43 last night. Tatum.
You know what I mean?
What's their record? 10 and what? 10 and
I think 10 and 3. Let me check that out real quick, man.
The Celtics
10 and 3, man.
Yes, they're 10 and 3.
You know Giannis is just coasting right now, 10 and 2.
He hasn't played in a couple of games.
You know what I mean? I told you all that work he was putting in the summer. He's gonna have to take rest like this, but they're sitting on a nice little cushion right now, the Milwaukee Bucks.
I'm gonna stay with my pick with Boston Celtics to win the championship.
Right.
I said that the Nets would be 3rd, I believe.
They're you know what? They're clicking. They slapped up your Clippers the other night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My Clippers, boy.
listen.
Man.
This goes for anybody that listen. Anybody that leaves the Raptors, understand this. The Raptors system puts you in a great position to a platform to be professional, obviously, and just to hoop. You know what I mean? You have no worries because you're in Canada. We'll take care of you. All you got to do is just go out there and hoop. We'll take care of you. Bro, anybody that has left the Raptors since our championship, Marc Gasol, love you to death.
He's in Spain chilling.
Serge, love you to death.
He's talking about art. This is art.
Norm,
he hasn't played basketball.
Norm, I love you to death. You know I do. Kawhi,
I'd rather him. I rather not. I said that backwards. I rather Gary Trent Jr.
You know what I mean?
Norman, I'm sorry.
Come on, I'm just saying. You know, Kyle, like they were just telling Miami people want you out. Like just the other day,
they ready to trade him.
I'm telling you, bro. Y'all stop dissing what the Raptors are doing. We're like the fountain of youth. You come to us, we're gonna feed you. We're gonna make you right, and you're gonna look beautiful. You know what I mean? Gary Trent Jr., stop playing. You're not playing the same way you played last year. Stop playing with me, man. I love you to death too, but stop playing. We need some more effort from you, man. You're averaging 17, but it's fugazi right now. It's not impactful. Where's that defense? The way he was playing D last year, I was like, yo, this is how you're supposed to do it. All of a sudden,
different, man.
Come on, something's not right.
I think we got to make a little trade here.
Something's not right,
I like
man.
how OG's playing on the defensive end. On the defensive end.
Listen, his defense is creating his offense, though. But let's not get it twisted. Talking to Raptors real quick. Raptors, who's out right now? Precious. Pascal.
That's a big deal.
Fred was out last night.
That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal, man.
It's a big deal.
So, like, guys, this is a great opportunity for everybody else to step their game up and show a thing to Coach Nerds.
They're 7-7 right now.
Yeah, we're 5-5 in the last 10. Yeah. I'm hurting right now because we lost 2 big games against Canadian content teams. So I was torn. I wanted my Canadian guys to play well, but lose. That's what I wanted originally. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they played well and they won at our expense. So I'm just like, crap. Guys, do not waste those Rico runs, fams.
Shout out Rico Hines.
Come on. Coach Rico Hines, love you to death. You already know what it is. But yo, do not waste Rico Hines runs. Come on, man. We put everybody on notice in the preseason and in the offseason. We're better than this. That's all I got to say. My bad for the fans.
No, it's okay. We always got to show the home team some love, Raptors. But
facts.
Minnesota Timberwolves. And we're talking about the most disappointed team so far. That's what we're talking about right now.
Right.
So Minnesota Timberwolves, what are they? 5-8, I believe.
Oh, it's bad. It is bad, bro.
Yeah, they're 5-8.
Yeah.
They lost. I'm not sure how I feel about Rudy Gobert and
Karl Anthony
Towns. I think
on paper it could work.
It looks and sounds good,
Right.
but Anthony Towns is the center. He's just the center, bottom line. So you're playing two centers at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's clogging the lane. Anthony Edwards has one dunk, I believe, so far for the whole year.
I think he's making a stance.
And he said, like, I can't. The lane is clogged all the time. Like, what do you guys want me to do? You
Look
know
at that.
I mean?
That's a shot right there at management.
D'Angelo Russell hasn't looked very good in the last couple of years.
Right.
So they might wanna change that up and get another point guard. But I'm not sure about this team. I thought this team would be really, really good defensively.
Wasn't it D Book the other day when he was busting that ass? Pause. You know what I mean? When they were playing, big pause. When they were playing against T-Wolves at T-Wolves, I believe, and he went on a little run. T-Wolves called timeout, and he yelled out like, "Yo, move the ball! Like we play team basketball over here." Yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, who says that as trash talking? That's something I'm gonna use. Like, you know what I mean? Start yelling that out to the opposing team. Like, you'll start moving that ball around, man. You know what I mean? We play team ball over here. Yeah. And I think that was a shot at the whole organization. You know what I mean? And then that was just one example. Another example was, I think D'Angelo Russell was supposed to get into the game. Right. And he was daydreaming. He was just chilling. They
were 4 on 5.
4 on 5 for a second. Like,
you know
what
do that?
How do you,
you're getting
as a pro,
as a pro basketball player, how do you? They're not focused.
They're not. And then I remember Ant-Man one time.
Leaders over there.
They do. Ant-Man was during a play call in the game.
Like they said,
he did not move from the 45.
The 2K controller died, and he was just staying still. Like, and we're like, is this a part of the play? It can't be.
Can't be.
He just stood still
with his hands on the side like that. I was like, oh man, this is bad.
Something trades are happening.
Trades are happening real soon.
Maybe D'Angelo Russell will be out of there,
right?
But they need some veterans over there. They need guys like who would be Pat Bev was over there last year,
right? All the vets are sitting on the sideline waiting to get hired.
But maybe they need a guy like who could I think of? Maybe Crowder could be good for them.
Possibly. But Karl Anthony Towns needs to get out of his feelings now.
He needs to play center, man.
And understand. No, but you notice Cat and AD are suffering from the same, I don't want to be the center. I'm a 4.
But at least Cat plays.
You know what I mean?
I can give Cat that. At least he plays basketball.
I'll give you that as well. But my thing, I'm like, bro, be a leader. Like Ant-Man is on the come up now, fams. You got to give him his...
Cat is 7 foot. So I'm not sure, like, what the hell is his issue? You're a center. You shoot threes, but you're a center.
I think he fell in love with that trade ball, man.
Well,
you know how it gets you. You know when you shoot from the perimeter and you start hitting it. It's a different type of feel, man.
Hey, it's not working right now.
It's not, man.
Miami Heat, man. They've been very disappointing this year so far.
I told you. They play zone all game.
Do they actually play zone?
Have you been watching?
I don't watch.
They play zone all right. Maybe it may be a matchup zone, but I'm like,
6
bro.
and 7 right now. So people felt like that team was going to be tops of the East.
Right. No, I think people across the border thought that. I think I was from the jump.
I'm not a huge Miami. Like, I don't think that they have. Like, I'm not as big on Jimmy Butler as other people are.
But Jimmy's nice.
I'm not as big on Jimmy.
He is nice,
like,
man.
I'm not big on Jimmy Butler. Like, he's not a bad player, or I'm not saying anything like that. But I don't put him on Kevin Durant.
Losing PJ Tucker was huge, I think.
That huge?
In regards to perimeter defense.
It's not like he's doing anything over in Philly. So it's like they're terrible too.
That is true too.
Philly,
you know
what
I
are
mean?
they? They are 6 and 7. They have the same record.
Same record.
They're both bad.
You know, there's a lot of teams, including the Raptors, that in the last 10 games are like 5 and 5. You know what I mean? Including the Knicks. You know, so
will Kyle Lowry be out soon? I'm starting to hear that rumbling.
I hope not. And if he does, come back to the Raptors.
No,
you know what I mean?
We don't want him back.
Come back to the Raptors.
No. You left. That's cool. Stay where you're at. We're good. We're good. Let's build on Freddie.
Yeah, we got Freddie still. You know what I mean?
And we'll take Delano.
And the Freddie hate needs to stop. I hear all you guys. Cut it out, bro.
He hasn't played every game. He's
right.
He has a nagging knee injury.
Right.
And the man was, to get that right.
Yo, there's the flu going around in the 6, man. I hope you got your booster shot, man. I'm just saying.
Now Lakers. This has been the worst start in Lakers franchise history.
It has.
They are. I got to go way down to even see them on this thing. They're beside Houston. They are 2-10. So the next team beside them is Minnesota with 5 games.
Right.
And then, Golden State is 5-7. Sacramento is 5-7. Golden State is very interesting that they're actually in that bottom half. They're under 10. Like San Antonio has a better record than these guys.
Right.
With 6-7. Lakers. What do we do with the Los Angeles Lakers?
You blow it up. You start playing your young players, man. Just it's a wrap. AD does not want to play center.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been like that since he's got there.
Right.
Right? Darvin Ham is trying. If Darvin Ham can get Russell Westbrook to accept coming off the bench.
Which he has.
Right?
And he's been playing really
well. What's wrong with you, bro? Like, yo, just do this for LeBron, if anything. Do it for LeBron.
Do it for yourself.
You know what I mean? He clearly doesn't want to do it for himself.
Then just stop playing basketball.
You know what I mean? I told, you know what? I'm not going to write off this LA season because I said they were going to make the play-in. You know what I mean?
Not happening, Jack.
I'm waiting for that Milwaukee-LA matchup.
For what?
Giannis versus AD.
Come on, man.
I'm telling you.
Giannis takes lunch money. Didn't you say he takes his lunch money
all
every
the time?
So why are you waiting for that
AD
matchup?
can get at least $5 back from that 20.
It's not happening.
If he can.
Giannis is
there's going to be a
that
chance.
Money's gone.
There's going to be a chance for the Lakers.
No.
If they can not even win that game if AD plays well, because after, then everything's going to fall into place.
It's over.
You know what I mean?
I'm not llooking forward to that game. I'm not looking forward to no Lakers game at all.
Well, we're going to have to see it because they're clearly on every channel, especially in Canada.
Listen,
Sportsnet. What's going on, fam?
Lakers, blow it up. AD, you got to go. Trade him while he has some value still.
Right.
Because it's going to come to a point where he has zero value. He jumped for a rebound against Joker and immediately went to his back.
Right.
He's damaged goods.
Right.
You guys should have never traded him and gave up Ingram and Ball and all those guys to get him. You guys
look at these guys now, man.
You guys, the Lakers, teams got to be patient and build.
Nope, they don't want it, bro.
This is why those teams that try to pay for building a team, it doesn't work.
Facts.
When you build, this is why teams like the Raptors, San Antonio, Golden State, people can say Golden State whatever they want, but they built and built guys like Steph and Clay and Draymond.
Listen,
like
man,
they developed those guys.
Blame Instagram models.
You know?
Blame BBLs. Blame all that. Because all these teams want that instant gratification. They think they can win overnight. They think they can have a fit body overnight. Fams, it don't work like that. You got to put in your work. Over time, you'll see results. I'm just saying.
Saying Lakers are like BBLs.
Yes, yes. And then some of those BBLs now, like one right cheek is bigger than the left cheek. You know what I mean?
So this is a lopsided BBL.
Like they can move it.
The Lakers are a lopsided BBL right now.
They're a lopsided BBL, fam. You know what I mean? And that's what Drake was talking about, by the way. I'm just saying, double entendres. Double entendres.
We got to trade AD. He got to go. I've been telling guys about AD for years. No one wants to listen to me. They don't want to listen to me. I hope everybody wants to listen now. Trade LeBron James. Let's stop with the narrative of we got to get LeBron James some shooters.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we just accept the fact that LeBron is not a guy that can carry me, you, and Chris to a championship? He can't do it anymore. And that's okay. He is 30. He's about to be 38 years old.
Right.
But guys just refuse. Like these Bron fans and these Bron sexuals refuse to listen to that. Oh, I think he can definitely carry a team if he has some shooters. Bruh, listen to me carefully, Bron fans. LeBron James is 30, about to be 38 years old next
20 seasons in, fam.
20 seasons in.
What do you expect?
He cannot carry the load like he used to be able to carry, and that's okay.
Facts, man.
Just stop. Let's just stop talking about, let's make some trades. If they trade for Turner and Buddy Hield, they're a playing team. Why am I going to give up my future to be a playing team?
Right. Because real talk.
Why am I doing that?
Real talk, man. Like, but what sucks? If Lakers were to get the #1 draft pick, they got to give it to the Pelicans.
You see what I'm saying? So why am I going to continue to keep doing this and burying like Laker fans?
BBLs, man, gone wrong, fans. I'm telling you,
they're giving guys all these GM jobs. Like, stop, man. Like, let's focus on the future now. If you guys want to be relevant in the next 3 to 4 years, listen to Iggy's blueprint.
Tell him.
Trade AD.
Yup.
You got to go. Get something while he still has value. Trade LeBron, and you can get a lot for him. A lot. Good young pieces, some draft picks, and be respectable in the next 3 to 4 years. Right. If you continue to keep trading away your future to try to capitalize off of LeBron James and thinking that he can win a championship, which he cannot anymore, can't carry the load anymore. I'm not saying if he goes to another team, he can't do it. Maybe if he goes and teams up with, Golden State or teams up with somebody else, he probably can win a championship. But he can't be the number one guy to carry a team to a championship anymore. Guys, stop. We're getting fooled off of numbers. LeBron James scored 30.
Right.
There's no impact on that 30. There's no impact on that 30. He scored 30 and there's no impact. Let's just stop.
Quick question. Does this being the worst, like for LeBron, that is, I'm just talking LeBron James and to all LeBron James fans, is this going to impact the GOAT conversation?
Well, for me, the GOAT conversation is a very stupid argument, because I always look at if a player is a better defender and he's a better scorer, like if he's a better offensive player and a better defensive player, he's just a better player. Right. That's how I look at things.
Right.
People want to throw in, well, he's a great passer and he's a great, well, Jordan was a shooting guard, so he didn't care about passing like that. He's a shooting guard. His job was to shoot.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I'm not really big on that argument. I think it's a stupid argument. LeBron James is a really, really, really great basketball player. But we seen what Jordan looked like at age 38. 40. And he was getting 20 a game.
Impactful 20s for the Wizards.
And remember, they won like 9 games before he got there, and then they started winning. They won like 30. And
that was just a straight business move. People forget to mention that was just to get butts in the seats.
But people are going to talk about this. They're going to say, well, you couldn't even get your team in the playoffs at 37 years old. Like you couldn't even get in the play-in. You won like this amount of games. You won this amount. Like Jordan won this. It's always going to be an argument and a comparison to both. So will it be a stain on his resume? Absolutely.
Facts.
Especially if you went 2 years straight and you couldn't even get in the play-in. Like they made it to where there's a play-in now.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't make top 8, you're done. Now there's a play-in to help you, and you still couldn't get in. So it's gonna be a stain, of course. Of course it will.
No, that's all I wanted to know, man. Like, I know I've been seeing the stain. I thought there was a stain from when he went to Miami, but that's just me.
There was a stain for me when he went to Miami as well. But again, Bron fans think differently.
Hey.
But it is what it is.
Come inside, man. Pause. My DMs are wide open. Wide open.
Moving on to hip hop, brother.
Yes.
Hip hop.
Yes.
We had sad news. It happened a few weeks ago. Takeoff had passed away. He was
R.I.P.,
shot
man.
brutally in Houston, Texas. He was with apparently he was with some of those guys from the Mob Ties, Jay Prince family,
a private event,
and he was shot and killed. And now a lot of things are coming up where they feel like, the Prince family is responsible because they got this thing where it's not only in Houston,
it's everywhere.
It's in LA.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about New York, but a lot of major cities where people want you to check in. This thing where they say check in.
Right.
And I don't know if this is all I hear. That when you go to LA, it's like paying for protection so you're good out there.
Right.
So you can move and walk and go where you need to go.
Right.
We had guys, apparently, P&B Rock, he didn't check in with anybody while he was in LA.
He was just doing his thing.
He was just by himself with his lady. Yeah. And that's why that situation happened.
Right.
Anybody, you're just, it's a free-for-all. Anybody can run up on you.
Right.
So when you check in, this is supposed to eliminate that fear and you're able to do what you want.
It's like that insurance policy to a certain degree.
So apparently the Mob Ties family, the Prince family, a lot of rappers, they check in with them.
Right.
So I don't know if they pay for the money or pay money to these guys, however it is, but they're in their care. So a lot of people, I've been reading on the internet, a lot of people in Atlanta are very upset right now because they feel like it was an argument between Jay Prince and Takeoff or Jazz Prince Jr. Sorry. Or Jay Prince Jr. Jay Prince Jr. There was an argument between them two, him and Quavo. Sorry.
Okay.
And it turned out, I guess, Quavo must, I guess, I don't know if Junior was trying to hold him back and like wanted to talk about it more, and he shrugged him off. And then that's when, punches and gunshots started flying, and Takeoff ended up getting hit in the head and dying. And I guess he got shot a few other times in the chest. What's going on, man, in hip hop, man? We're just losing great ones by the day.
And we're losing them, and then I don't think people understand the impact it has on everybody, fams. Like
Right.
you hear people say like being a rapper is like the most dangerous job to have in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and I say that respectfully in regards to like you got people fighting for our freedoms, in wars and all that type of stuff. And I just find it very, very shitty that we
Very
have
unfortunate. Very
to, you know what I
unfortunate.
mean? That we have to, it's only in hip hop that we have to check in. Like you ain't asking, and this goes for everybody. I'm just saying, as a community guy, you know what I mean? Justin Bieber, other genre music superstars,
They ain't
checking in any city. And they can go wherever they want to go. Obviously, they'll be securityed up.
Security up.
You know what I mean? But it's our culture where we have to do stuff like this. And if you violate over a dice game, over an argument of just words,
like your life ain't even worth a dice game.
Come
anymore.
on, man! Like we're really doing this. You know what I mean? And now, I think because of this Takeoff death, this Takeoff unfortunate death. Now look at the aftermath of it. Like, you know what I mean? I've never, since I've been taking in, the hip hop scene, like Jay Prince is the OG triple OG.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no one talking about Rap A Lot Records. Ain't no one thinking of talking negatively about Jay Prince and that empire over there. Now all of a sudden, people in Houston, people in Atlanta, people everywhere online are really letting it be known that, nah, we're not feeling these guys. And there's going to be like an uproar against them when really there should be an uproar against everybody for making this happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So hopefully no more bloodshed. You know what I mean? Y'all make your music, R.I.P. to Takeoff, man. He was so impactful. He had such a huge impact
so
on
talented, man.
So many people across the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and now all of a sudden, he's gone because of a disagreement.
28 years old, I believe. 28 years old.
He had so much to live for. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And
he was, to me, he was just like the one in the group that was like in the backgrounds. Like you didn't really hear much drama about him. Like we always heard from Quavo and Offset,
right.
He's dating Cardi B, you had Quavo, but you never really heard much drama or anything but music from Takeoff. Like you didn't see anything or hear from him.
He was just working on his craft, in the studio, out the studio, just becoming a better man. And like even hearing that last project, he was like, yo, Nori had to congratulate him. Mm-hmm. Even though Offset, Takeoff was probably a spitter and he was sick with it from time, but he was like, yo, these two right now, let them do their thing. I'll play the background. I'll play my part. Typical role player. Those type of guys you need on your team. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're the ones grabbing the rebounds, setting the screens. Let you guys eat because we're all going to win the championship. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
I hope,
I
just hope that, what we're hearing and what we're starting to see is not true. I don't know the Prince.
Yeah, the internet's a scary place. There's a lot of stuff on the internet right now.
And this is where it's crazy, where everybody just takes their phone out, and that's the first thing they want to do. Because when something bad happens or something negative, and people feel the tension in the air, the first thing they do is pull their phone out. Quavo's funeral or his viewing, people got their phones out. What they said, no phones. Right. People are just so disrespectful and disgusting. Like, why are you guys got to pull your phones up at everything?
They want to sell it. Like, guys, like the reality we're living in now is you can capture it and sell it to TMZ or whatever.
It's just crazy. We're at the guy's viewing. Like, whoever that was, I'd be so I couldn't sit next to them and just watch you guys do that.
Right.
I'd have to move or
Snap
say
the
something.
phone right out your hand, man.
Yeah, like this is not like what are we doing here?
Facts.
You want to capitalize off of someone dying, and you want to sell this information to teams.
It's the world we're living in, man. Right now.
You know, I really hope, you know, rest in peace to Takeoff. I really hope that, you know, the Prince family, like they weren't involved in none of this and they had nothing to do with it. I hope, you know, this whole checking in thing, it just seems kind of like an extortion thing to me.
It has that feel. It definitely has
like
that type of feel.
I gotta come into your city. I gotta pay you to watch over me, and it just feels like some kind of extortion for me. And
that's why I'd rather just pay for my own security, keep it moving.
Well, it just seems like that might be the safest way.
That is the safest way.
You know, it's just pay for your own security, and these guys are trained stone cold killers. Like
bottom line,
and at a drop of a dime, they're gonna kill everything in sight if you mess around. You know,
that's it. Goods. That's all.
So, it's very unfortunate that, you know, we lost another great young king, and rest well. You know, condolences to him and his family, man. So
and his friends and his fans. Because I've been talking to a few like diehard Migo fans, diehard and this Takeoff fans, and they're like, "Yo, this one hit home." Yeah, you know. So condolences to everybody.
Absolutely.
We got some tracks, some albums that dropped. You know what I mean? That I listened to personally, and shout out. You know, Glorilla. You know what I mean? She dropped a project.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Anyways, life's great.
Yeah.
The Memphis Queen, man. Or should I call her Memphis Princess or Queen? Not too sure yet.
She's tough.
But she's tough. Yeah, she's tough, man. You know, right now, Fentanyl. I like Fentanyl, man. That track right there. You know what I mean? Kind of goes hard, man. Yes. I like it right there, man. And then the OG, Triple OG himself. Nas.
King's Disease
3 is out.
You like lyrics, man.
You know what I mean?
That out, man.
Nas still doing it, baby.
Yes,
He's still doing it, man. And he has a line, man. He has a line. I'm not saying he's going at Jigga. You know what I mean? But I like...
It's friendly competition.
I love it when anybody pokes the bear.
You know
what I mean?
Friendly competition.
You know what I mean? I'm telling you, Drake's coming from the throne. Nas feel like he didn't lose the throne. And Jay-Z's watching, you know? And I believe... I forgot the name of the track. It's number 3.
On
Thun.
Disease.
I think it's called Thun or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me. Just check it out. But he says, like, no beef or rivals. They play an ether on Tidal. Brothers can do anything when they decide to. In a Range Rover, dissecting bars from Takeover. Sometimes I text Hova like, nigga, this ain't over. You know, like I'm like, man. Just imagine these two going at it, you know, with such an epic battle. Like you said offline, like no lives were lost.
No lives
were lost. You know what I mean? These guys are well in their 40s, going to their 50s. And they can talk about it. Yeah. And now they're still rapping about it to this day.
That's what hip-hop is about, though.
That's what it's
Friendly
about right
competition.
There. You know what I mean?
You guys, there's no bloodshed.
Iron sharpen iron,
and
man.
we can laugh about it when we're in our 50s.
Bottom line.
And that's what's happening.
That's what it is.
Everybody goes back home to their families.
Come on, man. So yo, take that in, man. King Disease 3.
Let's
Great
go.
Project. Nas, you doing it, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
That's it for me, man.
Hey, continue to support us, man. Thank you for the support. The love is great. We're going to continue to provide you with that content. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube.
Apple Podcasts.
Yes,
sir.
And Spotify, for sure. You know what I mean?
Tidal League, man.
Tidal League.
And guys, I want you guys to check
baby.
Check out Cheyenne Day's new podcast, man. Under Tidal League. Dirty 30. Let's go.
Yo, we the long distance calls, Shy. We see you. I mean,
let's get it.
Let's go.